I mean, if that doesn't give a sense of scale, I don't know what does. Yeah, so I'm back. Yeah, I'll keep it brief. So the Dalek, the Tardis I'm going to get done, and the CATNAP thing, which this video is about. So, I don't know where to basically start, but yeah, I'll give a brief summary and then I'll get into detail and show the actual thing. So the Dalek at the minute, I'm very happy with it, but there's a main reason why I'm getting one of them done, because I've sort of got an event, like not an event, but someone wants to have it done for one of their kids to show it off, because he's obsessed at the minute with Daleks. So I said I'd get one done, get it all rigged up. So it's not, the reason why it's not taking so long is because it's not going to be a fiberglass prop, it's a mixture of every part. I'm just having to realise sometimes when you make a prop it can't just all be fiberglass. But yeah, it's off to the side, but I'm not showing it like again until I say it's ready. I'm doing the final finishing touches and I'm going to need help from a friend of mine who I bought stuff from before, who was custom made things, as I do need some parts to be light and I need some brand new parts because I don't have a resin printer and I don't have the money at the minute to buy one of them and get into all that stuff. So it's just easy to get hold of someone who can, I give a basic description, they'll print the parts, you know, so on and so forth. But I'm very happy with it. I'm very happy with the colour, and there is going to be 3 of them this year, hopefully, with the way I'm building them, because they won't take long. The first one obviously being the drone, and after that I think the next one I want to try a different colour, which is going to be a blue strategist, all again in metallics. And I found the same place where I got this paint from, so this is a new paint that's a bit more accurate. And it's got a really nice metallic sheen to it, so I can't wait to, when it goes, I think they look better when they go out in the daylight, so when I go to take it out in public, I think it's going to look a lot nicer, as well as the blue one as well. So yeah, the same company that does that. For the yellow though, I'm not doing gold anymore, I am actually getting metallic colours. And for the yellow it's going to cost me about 70 quid. But then of course that sounds kind of cheap, but then there's also, I need to get a sprayer because this is being made up at a car place and it's called an Austin yellow. So I saw a car one time drive by with this metallic yellow and I said, well, what's the colour? And he said he just had it sprayed, told me the colour, and what story gonna have that. So I'm gonna have the blue, the red and the yellow, and eventually all 5 of them, you know. I'm obviously gonna have every paradigm and a Stonehenge one, but anyway, this is going off track. I will have a later video down the line to do with what's happening with Vengeance, and there's been a few little changes here and there, but I'll explain in another video. I'm not abandoning anything, I'm just having to slightly tweak things. So anyway, that's enough of the Daleks. The TARDIS. I've had a massive think of how it's going to be done. You've seen the door mould downstairs, I'm still on with that, because I'm going to need a lot of silicone. I only need one this time, so I'm not going to need a lot of silicone this time. And of course, every part of this box is going to be plastic, or fiberglass, or foam, and all together. Currently at the minute, I've tried out a new epoxy resin. I guess the only thing I could show is, but I tried epoxy resin for the first time. So as you can see, it has a nice sheen inside, and it did have it on the top, but I've had to obviously sand it and put it on a drill chuck, sand it all to get rid of any flashing and excess. And this was made by basically using the bottom of a monster can, waxed it obviously, put it in, which it was originally flat like this, used the damming wall, poured some about 5mm deep, and then yeah, sanded it. And then this will need to then be polished, but first go up it in very high grits with wet and dry sandpaper to get it back to its like gloss finish, and then buff it out with some compound paste, and then so it looks like plastic again, or acrylic, or more or less like glass. So yeah, and by the way, this is the new one. This was the original, so they are smaller in size because these are way out of proportion. I figured, like I always do, I sometimes change fins, but these are a lot better. So yeah, solid fin for the dome lights, and I've got all three, so that means the 3 paradigms. I'll have to try and buy some more because it wasn't easy, but now I know what the company is that makes these. But anyway, going off topic, so what I was meaning with this, from going all over the place, I finally put the Tardis lens mould to use by pouring the rest of this, which was all 13 quid, and it was about, the amount I got for 13 quid was like a cup of tea, basically. You don't get a lot because it's pricey stuff. But like I say, it looks like glass when it's pulled out of the mould, so I'm going to wait. It's either tomorrow or Monday that it's ready to take because it takes 3 days. And the beauty of it as well, it takes 3 days because of all the degassing, the bubbles. So when it's done, there's not a single bubble in it. Depending on how high you pour it, it will always basically get rid of the bubbles. So it takes a bit of time, but it's worth it in the end. So I can't wait to look at that on, I think I'm going to be safe and do it on Monday, see what it looks like. So it's fully cured, because this is so far now 5 days, and that's now solid. So yeah, I am on with the TARDIS. There's so many different moulds all over the place that I need to just finally put in use. So yeah, TARDIS, the Dalek, but now I've got the major fin out of the way, now onto the big fin. So I have been on with it for about 8 days now, so I can only do it during the weekend. But I've been having a lot of fun with it, I will be honest to say. It's from what it's made of, and I will go in detail of how all this is going to happen. So the big fin, I'll get the big fin out of the way because I'm sure this is what people are looking forward to. This, so far, it's not fully done yet, but it's getting there. This, you can just barely see me. This is his head. Oh, hello! It's all cardboard, expanding foam and newspaper. I mean, if that doesn't give a sense of scale, I don't know what does. It's pretty big. It just fits in this bedroom as well when it's all done. So yeah, I hope that's, look at that looks so weird that I'm seeing myself in the camera and now seeing this. It's big. No shit, Sherlock! And as you imagine, it won't be here, it will be, he has a bit of a hunch look, so it will fit in here because I did scale him up to full size and I thought, how do I build it if it's apparently 4 meters tall, but he can't be because in the game he fits through narrow doorway, like a standard doorway because of where he comes from. So I'm like, he's got to be at least 2 meters tall, which would make sense. So yeah, this is CATNAP's head, and it'll be roughly here. So you can't really see it right now, but that's nearly touching the ceiling. So that's how tall my ceilings are compared to the rest of the last house. And at the minute, like I say, it's not a lot of work. It's a lot of back and forth. I'm really proud of the eyes and sockets. His mouth isn't fully done and the back's not done. And I've got to do his other ear yet. But the way I did it was I used, it's kind of a funny story how it happened, but I used a cheese grater. Not them big chunky ones, but like a rasp version, and this has shaped it basically. For the insides I used a flap disc on a drill to basically carve this out. And yeah, just it's one of those things that I never thought I could actually do something like this, but you go ahead and do it and then you get this. I mean, we need a thumbnail as well. So yeah, it's still got a lot more work in it, and it's also the fin of, I've never done anything like this before. I've always done fins like Daleks and box shapes that are very easy, but you've got to be very, the thing with that is, you've got, with my OCD, it has to be perfect. Whereas this, because it's based off a plushie and basically been transformed into like a nightmare monster type thing, no one's going to be looking at this like, oh, that's a little off, or that's, you know, even I'm like that, but as long as the majority looks symmetrical, it should be fine. The only thing is, the way I've done this is been using my phone on a website where I could look at 3D models, and luckily there was an official one, and I've basically screenshotted from every angle that I can get to help me find out how this looks. So that's why it looks pretty much like, again, why it looks, you know, that sells it as CATNAP. As soon as the ear went on, because at first it looked like a frog, but when the ear goes on, it doesn't look half bad. So yeah, it's quite heavy, so the thing that I've come up with, I was going to wrap all this in fiberglass and then have that as the head, but again, this is too heavy for the weight, and there's a way this whole thing is going to be standing up, and it's going to be a bit of an illusion way of doing it. But yeah, it's too heavy, so what I thought is, like most cosplayers do, they wrap whatever they want to take a pattern of, they wrap it in cling film and then duct tape, which then holds the cling film in place. Normally then you then create where you then cut, so then when you go to put it back together, you know how it's going to assemble. My way this time is going to be doing that with the cling film and tape, fiberglass in it, so that it doesn't bond to this. It acts like a skin or a wax barrier basically. And then I'm going to then, from the front, somehow, I'm going to have to think about how it's going to be done, but it's going to be cut. I might have to do the ears separately now that I'm thinking about it. Just might have to do the head. Yeah, I might actually have to do that now that I'm thinking about it. Didn't think about this, but yeah, the head will be done basically in half, one from the front, one from the back. When it gets pulled apart, we can then reassemble it, and we'll have a hollow fiberglass shell, which I'll sand, sand it and make it, touchable. And then I can then, if I ever need to in the future, if anyone wants one, I doubt it, but if it ever comes to someone else wants one, I've got a spare head to then make another mould from, in countless moulds, because of the way this has been built. So yeah, that's how the head's going to be done. I've gone forward and thought ahead, and I wrote everything down. I found the fabric that I want for it, a purple fleecy type thing, a zipper, giant zipper for his chest, and then for the sockets, this basically I took inspiration from some people on the internet who obviously, you get millions of views on their stuff because they do Halloween costumes and everything. And the sockets in the mouth are painted in this really expensive paint, but it looks really good. And it's like the world's blackest black, so it looks like a void. Whenever you paint it on something, you can't see it, you can't see no outer edges. So that's going to be used for the eyes and the mouth. And I may eventually use it on a Dalek because I love that paint. It's like literally, if you painted a bedroom with this, it'd look like a void. And then he's going to have light up eyes, some fog dispensing from the mouth. I've seen it all on their video. I'll probably leave a link for those who want to see that one, where I'm taking inspiration from. Theirs wasn't as big as this, but it was still big, but mine's full scale. Of course they had to do it within a time period, whereas I'm just doing it for myself. So yeah, that's how the head's going to be done. So going from the head, to show the other things, I'll show what his leg looks like. So again, this is a mixture of different materials. This prop, it's not going to be perfect, but that's his leg so far, stretching about a metre and a half, I'd say. So when this stands, it's in frame. It's taller than me, so I'm 5'7", I think. So this is about over 6 foot. No, over 7 foot tall at the minute. So that's his leg, and I need to remember to show in detail. This is literally some cardboard tubes from work from our fiberglass matting that I've glued together. It doesn't look like it's got any texture at the minute, but I have made some muscle in places with wrapping newspaper and taping it and giving, because if this was just a tube it'd look a bit boring, So there's the tube, and I've added a bit of depth. Again, we'll have to get, these will be wrapped in fiberglass. These are the official parts, and I'm going to get a pigment, purple pigment, so the base layer is purple. So when anything gets wrapped, if anything gets unseen, it'll be purple underneath, so your eyes are not drawn towards the tan yellow fiberglass colour. So that, I'm going to have to wait for a warm day for that out in the yard to fiberglass that up out of the way. But that's one leg, and that is his left leg, I believe. And it's his front one. So that's the leg. The other fins I've been working on. I wish I could find out. I hope I found it. Still here. Can't find it. I made a claw anyway. You'll eventually see it. I'll be doing usual updates. This doesn't look like much, and it looks like a mess, but it's a lot of trial and error. But this is his foot, and I had to do a lot of recarving because it looked wrong at first. So I've had to remember he has the knuckles. So I've had to shape it with body filler. Remember the technique from a friend of mine who mentioned about if you use acetone you can smooth out body filler, which came out really well for this, which basically gave also a bit of a texture to the fin, which I would like all over the fin, because this essentially is going to be, I need to make it symmetrical. This is going to be all 4 of his feet because I'm going to do a dump mould in silicone, and there can't be any undercuts. It's going to be flat, but then I'll be carving it obviously, and there's going to be the nails attached. I was going to do them separately, but I thought it's just easier to have them finned. It looks not very good at the minute, but once the claws go on, it starts looking like his paws. And I'm going to try and tilt them slightly so they look like they're prying, if that makes sense. So that's his foot. I really wish I could find it. Will be somewhere. You just have to take my word for it. It does look like a claw when it's got the nails on. Then the other fin, this isn't perfect, but it's not done yet because I've got to do it the back side. But this is his little keychain. I don't know if I'm holding it the right way. But that was again just cardboard with a cardboard piece that raises, giving this 3D dimension. And then I didn't use, this is not all body filler by the way, I'm not wasting that much. I did add walls of cardboard and then sanded it. And there's his little crescent moon to go on his keychain. Keychain? Zip chain? Zipper? Whatever it's called. And then that's that. Anything else that I've been building? Don't look like a lot, but it's been taking me so far 8 full days to build this. But yeah. Oh, and see, nearly forgotten. And the other thing, which I'm gonna probably knock everything over because everything's just piled. Now the other thing, again, none of this looks like much. This is his spine, so that would be his head area. It's as light as possible because we don't need a lot of wood because of the weight of this fin. So the way this is going to be built as well is, if I stand back, this would be where his pelvis would be. His chest area would be here. And again, he's a cat, so they have an arch. His rib cage is going to be built by using armature wire. That basically, I'll be drilling holes in this, then wrapping and making his rib cage essentially, which gets bigger here, like if I had my dogs there to show, but it gets bigger here and then smaller here, which gives that elegant, you know, S-type shape. And then each rib cage will then be joined with masking tape or whatever type of tape, fiberglass the entire fin. Yeah, and then I still not thought about the pelvis, but it's not that difficult once you start adding shape to everything. The reason why this is wood is because I need something to drill some fish hooks, because the secret way of this prop is going to be standing is it can't stand by weight, because I did think about just having the entire thing fiberglassed, and it will be going near that doorway, so when you come up the stairs you walk underneath him. That's the idea. But the thing is, it can't be one prop, because in the future if I move or whatever should happen or whatever, you know, I do need to eventually take him apart. If I wanted to take him to a Comic-Con or something, or an event, if they ever do an escape anymore, it would be nice to take him out, but I would need some sort of frame to hold him, because he's going to be basically suspended from the ceiling. Well, his body is, and his head, so that's the reason why that has to be light. But his legs are going to be basically dangling, so they're going to be very loose. They're not going to really be stuck. They're just going to be held in by some sort of pin that'll just latch onto the shoulders. So when I do that, the top of the shoulders cannot be fully fiberglass because they need to contour to the shape. So they'll be padded out with like bubble wrap or some sort of foam that'll then, when it gets pressed to the body, it looks like it's joined. I want no gaps in this fin. And then the tail will just be fabric with loads of, I don't know, something put in there to weigh it down, because it's a tail, it doesn't need to be up, it's basically drooped. So yeah, that's pretty much it. It's not the most exciting thing as my videos are, but I'll try and keep people updated of where I am. And it's not going to be a stop-start sort of project, this, like the Dalek and the thing. I'm just having to realise, just go forward with it. People want to see something, stop messing about and just get something done, because I'm kind of getting bored of it now. I want to get back in the Dalek and do events. I've now moved, I've now pretty much settled. The house is still getting a bit done up. That wall there and the tree is still up. I am going to take it down eventually. But like I said to my mum, it's my house, I can do what I want. I'll keep the tree up, just don't turn it on. I am going to have some shelves put up eventually. Big bookcase here, to put my fins on, like Dalek stuff. And it'll look a bit, and then I can actually, and there's going to be a desk in that corner where the TV is at the minute. So then when we've got everything set up, the camera will be then facing that way, so you'll be getting a long distance of the entire bedroom, and then you might be able to see CATNAP as well, and the Dalek on display. Because at the minute this camera is balancing on a table, it's not actually in the corner. So you're basically in the middle of the room, so that's why it still doesn't look quite far back. Oh, and yeah, I've got a fridge now, a big fridge. Yes, this is a bedroom, I know, but I'm turning it more into a, well, it's the YouTube studio, so I basically live in this room more than anything. I think I've explained. Going from this, downstairs, the living room is going to be a dining room, and that's where the other Daleks are also going to be in storage, the finished props when they're done. So the other paradigms probably in each corner, with the Imperials when they're done. But yeah, again, that I'm going to make a separate video on the talk of Vengeance of the Daleks, that fan film, or now going to be a trailer than anything, because I'm not going to have the budget to do a full film, but a trailer I can get away with. It just means to build all these props and get operators and everything like that. But as, again, I'll talk for another time. So yeah, that's basically on the cat project. I'm going to keep doing it each weekend and get somewhere with it, but at the minute not a lot is happening because I'm saving up money so that I can get a bit further with things. So yeah, I'll just keep adding foam, sanding and carving and keeping updates and everything. But the bit I'm looking forward to is when I get to cover the part in the fur or felt, whatever it is, and then paint and actually make it look like a thing, because it's until you add paint to something it starts coming to life. So yeah, that's a brief video of where I'm up to with this project, and I'll just keep doing it and get somewhere with it and just give you every so often. So when I'm not doing anything or uploading, I am on with something, so it means I'm getting a bit further with it. But again, this fin is the fin that I'm really proud of, even though it doesn't look like a lot. It might not look like a lot to some people, but the amount of carving and mess it makes just to get something that looks like a cat. And the thing that I like about him as well, I did say it was going to be a dragon I wanted to have in this room, but then I changed my mind. It's when I saw this, I was like, it's so, I don't know, I'd like to have different things of different colours, is basically what I'm saying. I don't want to have some of the same colour. So it was going to be a blue dragon, but I'm going to have a blue strategist. So I want some purple. I thought, that's a different colour. I've never done anything purple. It's big, and it's a good thing to have standing over the doorway. So, yeah, red Dalek, purple cat, blue Tardis. Ah, that's the reason, blue Tardis as well. I'm going to have a blue one of them. So I didn't want things that would just clash with it. I want loads of different coloured props that are different colours. So yeah, I think that's about enough on that. Because I've still got a lot to do anyway. So I will see whenever you next see me again, like I always say. So I'll, yeah, bye.